Warning. Geesebumps is a comedy podcast based on the works of R.L. Stine. Any similarity to an actual literature podcast is coincidental and unintentional.
Someone's been stalking in my garden. 2 pink flamingos, a whole family of plaster skunks. Joe Burton's dad loves those tacky lawn ornaments. But then he brings home 2 ugly lawn gnomes, and that's when the trouble starts. Late at night, when everyone's asleep, someone's creeping in the garden, whispering nasty things, squashing melons, squashing tomatoes. No way 2 dumb lawn ornaments could be causing all the trouble. Is there?
I can't believe you don't think that this is sexual.
This does not deserve to be the plot to a book.
Welcome to Geesebumps. Did you mean Goosebumps podcast?
No.
God damn it.
I can't. Jeff,
Yeah.
spritz her. No.
All of you can go to
I'm
hell.
going to rubber face in the mics.
I'm going to smash melons in your face. Smash melons on your butt.
I'm gonna put the audio track on a
melons.
USB and rubber face in it. Don't worry.
Welcome to Geesebumps. Did you mean Goosebumps podcast? My name is Danielle. I have a PhD in English.
My name is Jojo, and I have a PhD.
My name is Jeff.
Wait. meaningful pause in English. Okay, now you go.
All right. My name is Jeff, and I've reached the point of this year that making a sandwich is too much work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my God,
Agree.
thank you.
Hard agree.
First half of 2020, I was making sandwiches left and right, and this past 2-week period, this fortnight, I have yet to make a single sandwich, despite the fact that I have all of the means to do so, and I could make a pretty mean sandwich.
How many times have you toasted bread and then just stacked it on top of each other and been like, done?
Yeah. I'm just like, you know what? This is going to give me calories, but it's burning calories to make. It's also taking up a lot of brain effort.
Have you
shouldn't
considered
be breaking even with a sandwich. If I make it, I should have a net positive calorie wise, but so much work.
Here's the thing, guys.
Craft.
Here's where you're going wrong. Have you tried folding the sandwich, tickling the sandwich, stretching the sandwich out to its full capacity?
Also, tug of warring a sandwich?
Tug of warring the sandwich. Have you tried that?
Well, Danielle,
No, the answer is no, Danielle.
Well,
All
then
we've
that's your
done
problem.
Thus far.
So you can't complain about anything.
I'll get 2 pieces of bread and I'll be like, I gotta make this a sandwich.
Put them on the wheel, baby.
Then I'll get a 3rd piece of bread and been like,
Stretch that one on the rack.
now it's a sandwich.
Yeah.
It's
now
3 things that make sandwich.
torture sandwich.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, today we read Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes.
Which was a request of sorts.
Yes, it was a request of friend of the pod, Legendary Geek Outs, who himself has a podcast called Legendary Geek Outs. And you can find him on Twitter at BeardedGeek19, all one word.
Yeah, and tell him because he will have blocked us after this episode
Well,
comes out.
absolutely.
First of all,
not been happy.
I don't dislike this book, so both of you can. I'll verbally destroy both of you.
Okay. I didn't like this book because it felt so disjointed, and I hated every character.
Wow, dude.
I think I will echo Jeff's assessment as saying this is one of the worst, most boring books in the oeuvre of Goosebumps. And as time has gone on, I'm starting to really appreciate all the subtle nuances of the New Girl. Can I just say?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
New Girl is like a CW drama, and this is like I don't know, some sort of cartoon that wasn't translated correctly from Sweden or potentially, Norway or
yeah.
Norway.
No way.
So this, so Joe and I didn't like the book.
Right.
Danielle, you liked it more than we did.
Well, let's try to give a synopsis and see what we each remember.
It's now time for the 1 minute synopsis.
Yeah.
Who wants to do the long boy? I did the long boy last time.
I can.
Are you both? Is this going to be my thing? Am I always going to be doing the long boy?
Are you?
No, you've only done the long boy one time, I think.
No, I've done it like 3.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
Fine, I'll do the long boy.
Spread the wealth,
Fucking
man.
lazy? Okay, fine.
Seize the means of production.
I only read the book.
Yeah. Worked my bones to the finger.
I worked my bones to the finger.
Reading this book.
All of my bones, if you dig a little deeper, it's just finger down there.
Just finger.
Just collected.
Daniel, do you want to do the first minute?
Sure.
I'm using the built-in stopwatch with Microsoft, and can I just say, not very good.
You have a phone. You have a phone that's probably better than the...
But I have a monitor.
Oh, man. Why settle for the tiny screen?
Yeah, Jeff, you've had the rest. Now have the best.
Damn.
And?
All right.
Go.
Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes is about two siblings.
Oh, fuck.
Shut up. Joe and Mindy. And they are very opposite. Mindy is into order and neatness, and Joe is a fucking 12-year-old boy, so he's just into like farting on things and running around screaming and wrestling with his best boy. Anyway, their dad likes to decorate lawns with stupid stuff like, deer and fucking flamingos and what?
Just kill.
Okay. And they get the gnomes. They get these 2 gnomes. The gnomes come to life. They're mischief gnomes, so they are destroying gardens, destroying house paint jobs. Fuck. And then they kidnap the kids, and then they try to tickle them to death. The end. They get out. By the way, they get away.
There you go.
Just Danielle, Danielle was stressing out because I have the stopwatch on my end too.
Kept flashing me,
and I just wanted to see how long it takes for her to get to the plot.
Fucker.
36 seconds.
Bastard.
Yeah, that's about what I got, Jeff. I mean, we're going to have to collate our data and submit it for peer review, but I do think it takes at least a half minute for Danielle to do a 1 minute synopsis beginning.
Some brains need a little crank before they can get purring.
Amphetamine?
Yeah.
All right. Jeff, you now have to do the 1 minute synopsis.
Okay.
Don't
fuck it up.
do too good a job.
Okay.
I mean it.
Okay.
And? I mean it.
Okay. Put it in writing.
Focus.
Mail it to me.
Well, now I got to go to the store and get
Notarize it.
And go.
All right. So Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes is not at all about Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes.
That's not true.
Yeah, it is a family. There is Joe and Mindy and their parents. They are really into gardening. Joe is a little asshole. Mindy is immature. They're both very immature in different ways, and she's just sort of like a stick in the mud, and he's literally a monster. Their dad is in a competition with the neighbor, Mr. McCall, and with gardening, and he goes and he buys a lot of lawn ornaments. He buys 2 lawn gnomes, brings them to the house, and then mischief starts occurring to where the neighbor's plants get messed up, and then their plants get messed up, and then a Jeep gets painted, and then the house gets sprayed with paint, and the kids realize, Joe realizes that the lawn gnomes are alive. He tries to tell everybody they're alive. Of course, no one believes him. He tells his big hunky friend Moose and his sister that they're alive. They come and see they're alive. They get tricked by the lawn gnomes to go back to where they came from in the house at the lawn gnome store. And then they find out there's like 600 lawn gnomes instead of just a few that they thought they were going to free for some reason. And then they almost get eviscerated by them. Then the dog comes and saves them with the dog whistle. And then that's the end.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
This one didn't really have a twist ending almost, but go ahead. Okay, so Joe's got the 2 minute.
Oh, it had a twist ending. It just was.
Yeah.
It was just a boring twist ending.
Oh,
Yeah,
it was adorable.
It was.
Little wink from a bear.
That's bad.
Hey there. Finger gun.
I have
whatever.
full synopsis. You guys ready for this shit?
Yeah.
Oh, so ready.
And here we Go. Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes is about Joe and Mindy. Joe is a shitty little 12-year-old, and Mindy is a 14-year-old who needs to be diagnosed with having obsessive compulsive disorder.
This is true.
They have a backdoor neighbor named Moose, whose dad is really into gardening, as is Joe's dad. They compete in gardening contests as well as having blue ribbon vegetables. At the very start of the book, what happens is Joe's dog Buster goes in and starts to fuck up the melons, and this is the inciting incident because it makes Joe and his family seem suspicious to the McCall family. That's Moose's family. So the Joe's dad is like, okay, well, I want to get some new lawn ornaments for our lawn. So they go down to the store and pick up these 2 gnomes. They bring the gnomes back. Joe doesn't like the gnomes. Moose and Joe fuck with the gnomes a little bit by throwing shit at them. And then all of a sudden, the McCall's garden starts getting fucked up. The melons get destroyed. Lots of bad stuff just happens to the McCall house. Their Jeep gets covered in paint. Then like the tomatoes get smashed in Joe's dad's yard, and the whole time this is happening, Joe is consistently being blamed for it. It ends up a very Hatfield McCoy situation where the McCalls are like, "You Moose, you're not hanging out with that Joe anymore." And eventually, Joe, who is suspected from the start that the gnomes are not what they appear, stakes them out one night with Moose, and they find out that the gnomes are alive. When they talk to the gnomes are like, yeah, we're just part of nature. We just want to fuck with shit. That's our job in nature. But we got to free the rest of us so we can go to the woods. And so Joe, Moose, and Mindy are like, okay, we'll help you. We'll free you from the basement and at the store where we bought you. They go there. The store's basement is packed with over 600 gnomes who threaten to kill them. And the only way that they manage to escape is Joe has a dog whistle. And for some reason, the frequency of a dog whistle makes a sentient gnome shut off. They go home, and then the dad buys a gorilla that I guess is alive.
It winks. It's a winking gorilla.
The end.
You know, it's a real Hatfield McCoy / Romeo and Juliet.
I have a quarrel, yes. I quarrel Hatfield and McCoy. It is a Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet.
You telling me the Hatfields and the McCoys ain't fucking?
Okay, all right, you make a fair point. I take it back. I take it all back. Yep.
Also, Moose and Joe didn't die in the end.
No
They
one
did not.
died. The dog didn't die. There was a
No,
dog.
there was a dog and it didn't die.
This was the least, and I know these are Goosebumps books, and they're not really like scary to adults, but this was the least quote unquote scary one.
This was also the least kind of goosebumpy one where it didn't have all of the traditional tropes.
Yeah, there were very few tropes
that
in
we've
this.
come to love and adore.
There was no
threat.
Yeah, I mean they were gonna like.
there was the threat of grounding.
Yeah, but that happened. It didn't even count.
Okay, guys, here's the problem. The book is not about you. And by you, I mean the reader, the human reader.
I actually don't think that's true because the entire premise of this book is Joe is talking to us, the reader.
No, but okay, before you start
kill
getting
both of
into
you.
it, well, Danielle, you're going to have to take a break because unfortunately, you didn't write this book.
You don't know that.
I do know that because I watch you day and night. We have Ring cameras all over the house, and plus Amazon's releasing a new drone Ring camera that
Dear
will float
God.
around your home and spy on you in the kitchen. So hey,
Send help.
I need you to go and take a 5.
I'm going to run away.
I'm gonna live stream my bathroom 24/7.
Yeah. So go, Danielle.
That's legal.
It's your smoke break, Danielle.
All right. Yeah.
Your only comment. That is legal.
Yeah. Danielle's going to take her mandated 10 because she's a little grumpy. She needs her nicotine fix. So Danielle, why don't you go hang out in the back. Go talk to our neighbor.
Go talk to the plants.
All right. Well, she's gone. Thank God.
Good. Now we can talk about
No, we can talk about what this book's really about, which you and I
Yeah.
definitely know.
yes, but it's just gonna be the boys.
Yeah.
Jeff, JoJo, and my new good buddy Robert Lawrence Stine. Pop on in, Bobby.
Excuse me, sir. We discussed that my name is not Robert Lawrence, and you know this full well, and I don't know why you would say it in a podcast. Against my wishes, I think I might leave. My name,
Okay. Well,
as we discussed, is Reverend Lump Stine. Reverend Lump Stine.
Reverend, we're so sorry.
Reverend's
you.
a title. It's not really a name.
Not if you do it right, it is.
Okay,
And,
well,
and if anyone's
that's
going to do it
true.
right, It's going to be Reverend Lumpstein.
It's going to be good old Reverend.
That's right.
Lumps.
Oh, my accent dropped for a minute, and now I'm Australian. I'm fine. All right.
So,
Yeah, get that nice Ohio accent back in place.
So, Reverend, can you tell us, Danielle had all sorts of like wacky ideas about this book that we're not going to let her talk about. So we want to hear from you, the source. What was the thought process behind this terrible book?
You see, you Philistine.
Oh.
This is my first theoretical exploration of an intangible theme. This is a story about inside versus nature. You may have noticed that there are a lot of dualities here. We've got the inside versus the outside, the brother versus the sister, the dad versus the moose dad.
That age-old tale, I understand.
As old as time.
The moose dad against Buster, and the whistle versus the gnomes and also Buster. Steve, each of these...
Buster being the dog.
Yes.
Okay.
Each of these represent inside versus outside in some way. And so what the gnomes are nature's revenge. Hence, Revenge of the Gnomes.
Oh.
Because you may have noticed that Dad and Moose Dad are both very into their gardens, which is taming nature and forcing it to do what you want it to.
That's true.
And
his son's named Moose, which is a wild animal.
Yeah, and he
It's
keeps-
almost like a spit in the face of nature.
right? The gnomes, they act out in ways to disrupt the human attempt at calming and taming and enslaving nature. They destroy the melons, then they destroy the tomatoes, because again, we spoke about gardens. And then they throw paint on the side of a freshly painted house, because you know what? Painting a house is an act of covering up nature's work. Nature has rain beaten. Nature has tried to reclaim this enslaved wood.
I want my houses to be open range.
Thank you.
No,
grain-fed.
but this house has no antibiotics. No growth hormone on this rant-style rambler.
I'm tired of these enormous houses that have obviously been on GMOs.
Yes,
2 stories? 3 stories?
that's obviously
Friend Ben
roiding.
just bought a house,
Roiding
and it's
out.
got 3 bedrooms in it, and I said that house does steroids.
Yeah. Well, that house also has a lot of vestigial organs. So
Well, it does have that tail in the back that I find particularly appealing. But here's one more thing, one last point. You need to recognize the importance of the lawn ornaments, because the lawn ornaments are simulations of nature that have been built and frozen in place by man, who thinks that he owns them, that he can move them around and organize them as he likes. Dress them in Santa costumes, I tell you.
perversions.
Perversion! So, this is all about fucking up the dad, because fuck him
Oh man.
and his lawn ornaments.
That is
It's about the age-old conflict of nature versus man.
Yes, damn straight.
And if I'm understanding you right, RL, the winner is man,
Yes, the bad guy here is mad,
and they win.
and they do win. Their whistle,
I think that's good.
yes.
I think it's good that nature loses.
Okay, well,
That's right.
you're obviously taking away the wrong lesson from my book.
Oh, no. Wait, Jeff,
yeah.
I think I got it. Quick. Let's go get some aerosol cans, and we finish this ozone off once and for all.
Finally. I mean, I had some extra time today, you know.
Yeah, I'm going to pump in so many chlorofluorocarbons that the fucking sky won't know what fucking hit it.
Hey,
It's going to know what hit it.
I've got-
Joe and Jeff.
I've got all these plastic
Nature's
bottles.
reckoning.
I've been waiting to burn all these plastic bottles.
And when I run out to you and I shake you and I'm like, who taught you to do this?
RL, how big is your house?
Reverend Lumpstein.
I live in the city, which is...
So, hold on. Wait. Reverend.
What?
Jeff asked you the size of your home, and you just said you live in the city.
That's right. I live everywhere and
So the
anywhere.
whole city is your home.
The whole city belongs to me. It is Reverend Lump
The little
Steinville.
cafe on the corner is my kitchen.
Thank you for that, frankly, more than this book deserved explanation of the narrative. And before you can give me some sort of rebuttal or talk back at me about this, I'm going to go ahead and
Say a
just
word.
shoo you right outside the front door.
Excuse me.
And thank you very much.
I live
Bye.
everywhere.
Bye.
All right.
Cool. Let's get Danielle back in.
Yeah, she's been
She
smoking
shouldn't
like
be
a chimney.
smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not good.
Sup, bitches?
Hey.
Hey.
You get your fix now? Are you chill?
Hey, did you
Do I
do
sound chill?
No,
Okay.
and that's not why people smoke typically. The nicotine's supposed to calm you. It seems to have only increased your gumption.
I have. My gumption is so fueled right now, you guys, you don't even know.
So much gumption.
You can see it poking out of my ear.
So I have so much yellow highlighter in the beginning portions of this PDF file.
What do you got against pink?
I instantly didn't like anybody in this book. I dislike every
What
single
about
character.
Buster?
Buster
What about
is
Mindy?
I like Buster.
Mindy's fine.
I don't like Mindy. I don't like Joe. Joe's dad is kind of okay, but all the parents do stupid parent things.
Yep.
well, what's your passage, Joe?
So my passage
What's
that I
your
get to
point?
is I really just have like a smattering of lines that are in the same area.
Passage, as we call them.
Yeah. Our big hunky neighbor of a friend, Moose. The book starts out with, again, ping pong being
Again?
a game. Yeah.
What was the other
is,
ping
So
pong?
this is page 1.
This is, no. So I'm on chapter 2. First page. Joe and his sister were playing ping pong, and then Moose, who is the neighbor friend, big hunky boy, comes over. We get a description of Moose.
Oh, yeah, it's good.
Moose is the biggest kid in the whole 6th grade and the strongest.
Mm-hmm.
His legs are as thick as tree trunks.
Oh, yeah, they are.
And so is his neck. And he's very, very loud, just like his dad. I think he's cool. His big arm muscles, I'm jumping around a little bit. I think he's cool. His big arm muscles bulged as he reached out to grab mine. He drew his powerful arm back.
Yes.
He had an amazing serve.
I bet he did.
Then he hurled himself at me. Here's a longer passage.
Oh, my God. Okay.
As he smashed into me, I staggered
Danielle, they're
back.
kids. Shut up.
I staggered back and fell onto the dusty cement floor. Moose jumped onto my stomach and pinned me down. Say Moose's tomatoes are the best, he ordered. He bounced up and down on my chest. Moose's, I wheezed. I can't breathe. Really help. Say it, Moose insisted. He placed his powerful hands around my neck and squeezed.
Yeah, this gets a little out of control.
I gagged. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't move.
He killed me.
Everything sounds sexual if you read it with a whisper.
Okay, well.
Okay, this is all right. No, I'm going to prove to you guys that a lot of what you do is bullshit. Hang on.
What?
Hang on.
I would love to see
Let
you
me pull up
try.
Microsoft Edge.
Okay,
'Cause it always
yes.
has some of the best. Wait a minute. Hang on. I found an article on Saudi Arabia sending blue ammonia to Japan.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Saudi Aramco produced the fuel, which it does by converting hydrocarbons into hydrogen, then ammonia, and capturing the carbon dioxide byproduct. Japan will receive 40 tons of blue ammonia. First shipment. You see?
No.
That's sexual.
No.
That is
No, your
obviously
voice.
sexual.
No.
Your voice was
Your
sexual.
Voice, but what you were saying, it didn't include words like gripped his powerful hands around. All of the
Why? Okay,
phrasing-
hang on. Say powerful.
Powerful.
Fuck off.
I'm just saying there's a lot of I couldn't tell you. Here's the thing. This whole beginning part, it's the kids playing. I couldn't tell you a lick about what Joe's physique is like. There is constant description of how much of a physical
He's a
presence Moose
specimen.
is.
He's a physical specimen.
Yeah.
He's a specimen, and most of it is in his interaction physically with Joe. They have a very roughhousey kind of interaction.
Very.
I definitely see him as being like much bigger than Joe. So
He's described as being much bigger than everybody.
yeah, he's bigger
Yeah.
than everybody pretty much. But like
He's
all
a
of
big man.
how physically amazing this sixth grader is.
Yes. Well, Joe and Big Moose's relationship is like propelled by physical contact.
Yeah.
Like it's the thing that they do every time they see each other is like tackle each other and wrestle.
I wonder if this is just what R.L. Stine thinks young boys do.
It's entirely possible that he has no idea what young boys do.
R.L. Stine had
Roughhousing?
What were R.L. Stine's friends like when he was a kid?
His dog was very tiny.
Yeah, he had.
Okay. I think that R.L. Stine probably had a pretty complete rogues gallery of friends. So,
Wow.
first of all, he had the best buddy who had a pretty amazing physique. I'm not even going to probably had a pretty amazing physique.
Everyone could agree.
Everyone would agree. He also had a friend who was really good at picking locks.
Oh yeah, you got to have one of those.
Yeah.
And then you had a friend who was the healer.
Yes.
Because you need one of those. I mean,
They tended to stay in the background though.
Yeah,
They stood
absolutely.
back.
And then you had, then you had like his little brother.
Did he
It
have
was
the
just a
turncoat
guy.
friend? Did he have the turncoat friend?
Definitely. You have to
Yes.
have.
The friend that becomes his
Who wanted
rival?
to? Yeah,
Yes.
he wanted to be the. Yes, he had a best friend, who betrayed him.
And went into TV instead of.
That sellout.
Yes, that's yes.
And his
I
friend's
agree.
name, B.J. Stone.
Oh yeah.
No, B.J. Novak.
Oh, poor BJ Novak.
He was way younger than R.L. Stine, but that's just how R.L. Stine's friends worked.
Well, that's because he bathes in baby blood to keep himself young.
Yeah, he uses that.
We all know that as the thing you can do.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Does
This
everyone
is-
know that baby blood has youth providing property?
Absolutely universal knowledge. Yes.
It makes sense.
Why isn't
then.
that a goosebump?
Yeah,
That's a good
That'd
question.
be a creepy. I know. I feel like that would unfortunately tread the line into being unfortunately actually scary.
and actual death, which Goosebumps really plays pretty
likes
careful with.
If I were a vampire, why go to all the trouble of trying to drain an adult person when babies are just sitting there
Full of youth.
full of youth and they're not going to be able to really do much? They're just
No.
gonna be able to lay there and be like goo goo gaga, and
Yeah.
I'm like,
They can't do shit. They can't
Well,
fight.
well, a Capri Sun.
they're basically large gummy bears to.
with
the
the
vampire.
liquid in their
Vampire
belly.
looks at a baby as I look at a gusher.
Oh, yes, it's like
This
bacon.
got very dark. This got very dark very fast.
Well, we are talking about one of the most terrifying books that has ever been read or written.
Yeah, it's
Bible?
George Lucas's Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes, Episode 6 of Star Wars
Yeah.
trilogy.
My favorite part was when one of the lawn gnomes said to Joe, "I have the high ground," and then Joe tried to jump over him and got cut up.
What was
Yeah.
it?
And then Joe became Darth Vader.
Yeah, and then Joe was like,
Oh,
and then Goose
I
tackled
see.
him at the end.
I see. what
Goose was
this is.
definitely the Palpatine in this situation.
Yes, with his lightning.
He did like to palpitate.
That's my passage. A look into the tension between a main character and their love interest, aka the Romeo and Juliet of the story.
Joe and Big Moose.
Again, it's a false equivalency to say every relationship is Romeo and Juliet.
Well, they are children and they are in love.
Yeah.
So,
they are in love.
yes, demonstrably in love.
Yeah.
Yes, they trust each other implicitly.
So
That's
who's got
the key.
Danielle?
That's what you need.
I believe you have the middle part, Danielle.
I believe I do. And a lot of the middle is the gnomes. Joe sees the gnomes making faces.
Classic Goosebumps.
Yes, classic Goosebumps
Circle of
scenario in which,
Classic Goosebumps middle of the book.
yep, Joe keeps seeing shit happen and tries to tell other people, but when other people look, the gnomes are just back in place, looking completely normal, making Joe seem like he's gone bonkers and like,
It's basically that Twilight Zone episode where there's a gremlin on the wing. but
yes,
there's
he's
no
the William
stakes.
Shatner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly like that.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of that going on. But what I found interesting is
Okay.
it's chapter 14.
Okay.
And I don't think my pagination is the same as yours.
Yeah,
Because
no.
it's 42.
Well, it's
for
okay.
me.
Each chapter is only 2 pages.
Yeah,
so
they're pretty good markers. And this is the confrontation between Dad and Moose Dad. And so what's happened is the gnomes have now destroyed Moose Dad's cassava melons, whatever they are. And they're destroyed. And the Moose Dad is convinced that it's someone, it's either Buster or Joe or even Joe Dad as an act of blatant sabotage. And
Oh my God, this is one of the best things in the entire book.
isn't it great?
Yeah, I forgot this passage.
Yes. They're standing in the doorway, and Moose Dad opens the door in a white jogging outfit, holding a half-eaten pork chop in one hand.
Now. Already.
Now, a pork chop's not on it's not a chicken wing. It's not a chicken leg.
You don't have. It's not a typically a grippable.
Not a caramel apple. It's
No.
just this chunk of meat.
It's like I came with it's like I grabbed some meatloaf out of the chunk and I just walked to the door with it gripped in my hand.
At least then it would be a meatball. Half a pork chop is just half a pork chop. It's nothing.
Well, but let's. Is this the whole passage?
No,
by the way?
no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No,
But
that was merely the opening salvo.
We gotta wait.
Okay. So then they get into a screaming match, which is just amazing, and I kind of want one of you to be Joe Dad.
Oh. You want us to be Joe Dad?
I'm currently Joe friend, so I'll be Joe Dad.
Okay. So I'm starting with their dialogue after the half-eaten pork chop.
Okay.
It starts with Jeffrey, I believe, right?
Yeah. And I forget who's talking
the
there.
dad's name is Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. Oh, hey.
Like Jeff Brown.
Yeah, there's a lot of allusions to us in this book.
Okay. So we are everywhere in this book, and which is one of the reasons it's so great.
One of the reasons we do this podcast.
Yep. Okay, so Moose Dad opens the door and he's like, Jeffrey, what are you yelling about? It's difficult to digest with all the noise.
Well, digest this.
Dad screamed, by the way. And then he brings his hand up and he hurls smashed tomatoes at Moose Dad. And they get all over his white jogging suit. So this turns into one of the greatest.
Wait.
What?
White t-shirt, white sweatpants,
Hot
and he was holding a pork chop.
pork chop man.
What was happening at that house?
Super pork chop.
I thought he was in a jogging outfit.
Have you seen American Horror Story?
Like, because when I think of when I think of jogging outfit, I picture like where they have the zip up long sleeve the track jacket,
And then some
the long pants,
shiny pants.
the shiny long pants, and then a sweatband and aviator glasses.
And definitely, yes, thank you.
And a pork chop. Because
pork chop.
I never go to the gym unless I have a full loin in my bag.
Oh yeah, no, I can't work out.
Eaten.
I gotta chop up, while I'm in the middle of my workup.
Whenever I'm lifting to get those incredibly sick gains.
Yes.
Incredibly sick gains. You'd be shocked. What I do is when I'm doing my lat delts.
Where are those at?
Sure.
Tell me
What are the
about
delts?
It's on the. I'll go through it. Well, when I'm doing that one, I put the pork loin on my and then it heats up because I'm just getting so many gains. Temperature's going up.
It's like an egg on a car engine.
So what they don't show is that Mr. McCall had cooked that pork chop with the raw heat of his jogging exercise.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of his thing. That's his warm up.
Yeah, it's his warm up.
Pun
warm
intended.
up with pork.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so then Joe Dad shrieks again.
How could you do this for a stupid blue ribbon?
What are you talking about?
Oh, I see. Now you're going to play innocent. You're going to pretend you don't know anything. You're not going to get away with this.
I love you kids are not gonna get away with this.
And this whole scene, they're like nose to nose, basically.
Yeah, tomato to tomato.
Yeah, they just you got some motto on your hot jogging pants. Your neighbors next door right in your grill.
Yeah, and then they start insulting each other about their blue ribbon winning vegetables from past county fairs. And I don't want to go into too much detail, but there's a lot of accusations being thrown around about cheating and purchased blue ribbon tomatoes.
I'm looking at it. There's actually a part where some alluding to genitalia size in relation to the size of melons and plants.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah, your
you.
tomatoes. Let's see. My tomatoes were the best in show. Yours look like raisins next to mine. Have you ever heard of growing cassavas in Minnesota anyway? You're going to be the joke of the garden.
You're going to be the cuck of the garden show.
Oh,
Cuck of the
no.
walk.
Cuck of the garden walk. So yeah, I mean, it's well known that raisins is an insult for tiny balls.
Yeah.
Tomatoes is apparently an excellent ball measure. It is a measure of great balls.
That's what most balls
I don't think
aim
ball
to be.
size is a positive.
Some people think it is. Yeah,
Oh,
you got some big balls on you.
Oh, yeah. You got
Yeah,
some
but
big
that's like a
cojones.
metaphor for courage.
Yeah, because
Also,
they like big balls and they can't
outrageously-
lie.
It's outrageously gendered, and I'm not happy about it.
Oh, no. It is problematic as fuck. But it is what it is.
Okay, well.
It's
All
the
right.
dark side of American culture, baby.
Yeah, it's the dark side of gardening between two dads
Oh,
in some
boy.
sort of suburban neighborhood.
Yes. And the last line of this confrontation between them, after they've shrieked at each other and accused each other of cheating, Mr. Moose Dad disappeared into the house, slamming the door so hard the porch shook. So this was a perfect teenage freak out, shrieking and throwing and slamming the door at the very end for good measure. This is just
That is how, Danielle, that's how adults with children behave.
Yeah.
oh,
Yes.
that makes sense. That makes
We
sense.
like to think, and by we, I of course mean us millennials. We like to think that our parents are mature, but the fact of the matter is they're just big kids with little kids, you know.
I've probably been in more fights than my dad.
Damn.
And he gets
Wow, Jeff, weird brag.
Humble brag.
well, because he's twice my age, and there's more opportunities. And
Yeah.
True. Yeah, twice
Where's your
long.
courage, old man?
you got raisins, old man.
Yeah, what's up in there?
But I
I
remember.
fight all day.
I remember I
With
would
pork
see because my parents ran apartment complexes, and they would always have upset residents coming to us on site where we lived, and I would see people get face to face with my dad, and he just sort of smiled and would be like, "All right, well, have a good day," because he knew that would piss them off. I never.
He was a sly kind of insult.
He used
guy.
guile. Yeah.
I like it.
I don't know what I would do if I saw my parents get into a fist fight or get into a physical altercation like this. That seems very scary for a child.
That's basically the middle. There's just more no
the
mischief.
middle.
That's just but there's a line that's there where that's when the Romeo and Juliet scene
Oh, that's
pops
right. I
in,
totally forgot to go there.
where right before the door slams,
Yeah.
he's like, "Your son can't hang out with my son," and then tears roll down the children's cheeks because now their love is going to go unexpressed.
And now they must.
Now their love, much like those tomatoes and melons, is gonna rot on the vine.
Yeah,
Oh, guys, it's so sad.
Danielle's so emotional, right?
I can't. I don't know if I can. God.
Yeah, but I mean, it's fine. They don't listen.
Yeah, no, they don't give a fuck.
Nothing matters. It's
No,
fine.
no.
Yeah, who
Has
cares?
no consequences.
Two lifelong friends. An unbelievable scenario.
You've woke up in the body of a dog?
Suicide by time travel.
What will they do?
Go on. I'll give you some money for the Zoltar machine.
Jake, get away from that Zoltar machine.
Join Nick and Jake each week as they surprise each other with a new scenario.
And Jake as Nick.
No, you can't do that.
Surprise scenarios. Available on most podcast platforms. It's gonna mess you up.
Well, Joe, you got the end part.
Yeah, man.
I do have the end.
What you got?
So yeah, the most of this book is just like them dealing with, who's causing this mischief. And then at the very end,
Guess what? It was the gnome. Spoiler alert.
the whole time was the gnomes. Yeah. Well, the gnomes, who we have not named, their names are Chip and Hap.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah, I couldn't remember which.
Chip and Hap basically say like, listen, we don't want to be causing this problems, but it's because we're in the city. We want to be in the woods where we can cause mischief and not hurt anybody, but we can't leave yet until you get the rest of us out, because we all have to leave together. And the kids, it's not clear why, they just believe this story.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and I just want to also point out that this is such a classic 90s scenario of like beautiful, peaceful nature being bulldozed by humanity, like a la Fern Gully and other things that I
This
will
definitely
remember
came out
eventually.
the same month as Fern Gully.
This is a Fern Gully accompaniment.
Yeah.
They sold it with the movie.
But so here's the thing that's sort of like wacky. They go to the house where the gnomes are sold, and they go into the basement. And as it turns out, the gnomes pulled a goof on them and are going to kill them or whatever.
Yeah, they don't really say kill, but it's
implied.
It's implied.
It's implied that their survival is not guaranteed.
Yeah, I don't think many people can survive being folded.
They're in the basement, and they're going to be attacked by the bad guys, which are all the gnomes.
600 of them.
600 gnomes in this basement.
Enormous basement.
Massive basement.
When at the last second, this is the end of chapter 27. As Hap's heavy plaster foot came down, I stretched out my hand, fumbled for the whistle. It's the dog whistle. That's for Buster. Grabbed it, rolled away as the gnome's foot tromped down heavily. It thudded inches from my head. I sat up, raised the whistle to my lips, and blew as hard as I could. Now what? Would the whistle work? Would Buster come to rescue us again?
Hard to say, man.
And then this is chapter 28, page 115, about halfway down. Hey, Moose's cry made me turn around. Look at him. Moose's voice echoed through the silence. Look, they all froze, Minty declared. She placed both hands on the red cap of a gnome and pushed it over. It clattered to the floor and didn't move. A hunk of plastic.
Yeah, so plastic.
I thought they were made of wood. They were made of wood originally.
Wood plastic.
I don't get it. Moose.
Wooderica sack. But the other thing is like, okay, so as soon as the gnomes are frozen back in place, the kids just go back to fucking with them? Okay, all right. Continue. Bastards.
Back in their trance-like state, Mindy murmured. But how? Moose demanded. Buster never showed up. If they weren't afraid of the dog, why'd they freeze up? I suddenly knew the answer. It was the whistle, and blew it again. It was the whistle. It wasn't Buster, and I had it wrong. They were afraid of the whistle, not the dog. Let's get out of here, Mindy said softly.
Can we... Here's the thing about the dog whistle is... So dog whistle is notoriously used as a referent for when someone is saying things in a coded way that the people who receive the message will understand, but the rest of the people are not supposed to understand.
What are you talking about?
Dog whistling.
What?
She's talking about the modern use of the term
dog whistle.
Is it dog whistling?
Yeah.
I don't think is that the exact term?
No. I'm saying, wait, are you contending my definition or the book?
In politics, a dog whistle is the use of coded or suggested language in political messaging to garner support from a particular group without provoking opposition.
So exactly what I said.
Concept is named for the ultrasonic dog whistles used in shepherding.
Also that. But I like that it's kind of, so Joe uses the dog whistle to defeat.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, well, Joe, I saw you, okay?
I didn't hear you because it was a dog whistle.
I couldn't hear it, but I definitely
Isn't
saw it.
exciting that it was at least a half an hour in this episode before I did that part.
I like it. You held off.
Yeah, no, I tried.
But so when nature tries to fight back, humans pull out the dog whistle to rally the other humans to destroy the nature.
Well, maybe it's because the dog whistle is so nature.
The dog whistle
so
is
natural that the
Yes,
gnomes think
exactly.
they're back in nature.
Oh man, and they're just they're so
and
peaceful.
they're like, it's time to take a big old break in time.
Time to
I'm gonna
hibernate,
chill out for a
boys.
minute. But then he blows it again. Wouldn't that turn it off?
I'm not.
I feel
This
like
is what I find so confusing, right? They blow the whistle. The legion of gnomes in this basement all freeze.
Yes.
And then they don't go like, well, let's get a bat. They just leave.
Yeah, at no point do they actually think about destroying the gnomes.
This is the part I don't understand. Like, they in no way solved the problem.
Yeah, there's still 600 gnomes in the basement.
Oh yeah.
Those gnomes are still, and their fucking dad goes there all the time.
But the main question for me,
they didn't convince the dad the gnomes were evil.
No.
They do not have an explanation for why the gnomes are gone, and they certainly do not have an explanation for why they should not get more fucking gnomes.
Also, the kids are still not supposed to see each other. The dads are still mad at each other. Everything
The
is still
melons are
fucked.
still gone.
Okay.
Tomatoes are gone.
okay, I have a
How is
very
this-
important
Danielle?
question. I really do.
Danielle, how is this the conclusion, the climax of this book?
It's very anticlimactic, which is ironic. But here is what a lot of
Because
this.
of the sex.
Shut up! Shut the fuck up. A lot of this hinges on the question: how did Hap and Dipshit get to become alive? what sprang them to life?
Well,
Evil.
I think we'd have to
Chucky.
read.
Chucky.
I think we'd have to read additional lawn gnome books to get the full story. Unfortunately,
There's no other lawn gnome. Oh, shit. Hold on. There's two. Oh, God. There's at least 2 books.
Yeah, there are.
There's this one and another one.
I've got 2
Revenge
books
of
right
the
here.
Lawn Gnomes. Planet of the Lawn Gnome.
They're
Oh,
aliens.
dude, they're aliens.
They're fucking
Which
aliens.
I guess spoils it. However, the cover of Planet of the Lawn Gnomes is way better than the cover we got for any of our bullshit.
That's probably accurate.
But yeah, because like what were the gnomes gonna do? Like, were they going to kill the kids and eat them? Like, was no one going to know that like these kids were gonna go? Like, what the fuck was their goal? They just wanted to stick with them?
Imagine you saw what 2 lawn gnomes could do. Imagine what 600 could do. They could destroy the town.
Yeah, really. Like, if they unleashed, how'd they get down there? I have so many questions.
I have a lot of questions.
There's a lot of lore that we didn't get.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of missing lore that is just chewing me up inside.
Is the lady who owns the place, is she in on it?
Exactly, because they don't attack her.
Or I mean, but it just seemed odd because all the things that the lawn gnomes said they wanted to do were like things that you physically couldn't do to a person necessarily.
Unless you could move.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to just briefly read the little dialogue because we hear Hap and Dipshit actually speak. And they're talking to the kids right in chapter 21.
What can we call him Chip Shit because his name is Chip and I think that's funny.
Chip Shit's good.
It's good.
It's good.
Okay.
I like
Hap and
it.
Chip Shit.
Hap and Chip Shit. So Hap is like, we're mischievous. We're mischievous. We're mischievous. We're mischievous, and we can't help it. And then Chip Shit says, we really can't. You see, we're mischief elves. And then Mindy's like, what? We're mischief elves. We do mischief. That's our mission in life. Wherever there's mischief in the world, we're there. Mischief is just our job. We can't help ourselves. And then they go on to be very sort of like cute and desperate. And
This is what we do.
this is just what we do. This is who we are.
It is very much a classic Gremlins thing because originally Gremlins were like mischievous little monsters that fucked
do
up
you mean
planes.
the Mogwai?
No, I don't need the Mogwai. I mean original Gremlins.
Can't feed them after midnight.
You can't feed them
You
after
cannot.
midnight. But you can give them a little bit of non-caffeinated tea,
Yeah. Chamomile.
chamomile.
preferably.
You know,
Is
get 'em
that
to sleep.
food?
Yes.
Yes.
You don't chew your teeth?
If tea is a physical thing you can eat, but you make it into some sort of broth or
At what time? Okay, listen, I know we got a lot going on.
A lot of balls in the air. A lot of raisins in the air.
What point does drinking become eating?
Is it just how your stomach digests it? Is there a point where it's like, this is too solid, can't just go to pee-pee?
Yeah, gotta go to
okay, this is
poo-poo.
I never thought that this Google search was coming, but here we are.
Oh man.
What is the difference between eating and drinking?
To your body. Does it know? Is it dumb?
Google's gonna be like, is JoJo Lewis PhD asking this question?
I gotta go. So
guys, I'm really down this rabbit hole of drinking your food, and I gotta say, I'm liking it.
It's the gnomes are talking about their plight, and Hap says that they're slaves. And
we find
they put emphasis
really
on it.
They put emphasis on being enslaved.
And then we find out that they're not necessarily really a kind of.
Yeah, that's kind of they're kind of just.
Did they co-opt the
kind of just assholes?
Yeah, they're kind of just calling themselves slaves, which is no small thing to do.
Yeah, wait. These gnomes are dicks.
Yeah, I think these gnomes are assholes.
They're just assholes. They're not part of nature.
No.
Yeah, they're not wooden.
Assholes.
And I think that was the thing that I was so struck by was the idea that like they're part of like they're just naturally occurring, these gnomes out in the world.
Yeah, they grow.
They're man-made. They're made of plastic.
Yeah, the kids should have known immediately that can't be true.
Yeah, at first I thought they were carved wood, but if they're made of something. So like how are you dumbass kids falling for this shit?
If you look underneath one of their feet, it says made in China.
Oh man, I know. Like this is why if they were just made of wood, this could be a whole different thing.
Yeah, definitely.
This could work.
I would say even still with everything that happened, they maybe were still from the forest.
Yes.
But now that knowing that they're literally just plaster or plastic or whatever.
I'm like, okay, bud. And now you think that you're okay. Hey, you don't know shit. You better shut your plastic fucking mouth before I kick you right into the moon.
I have so many questions, which we're not going to unfortunately answer, but like, do their mouths open to where there's like a hole?
Yeah.
Like,
are there teeth?
Are there teeth? Do they talk and it's just like the front lips sort of move over like a flat surface?
Like a sock puppet.
Yeah. A lot of weird things about these gnomes physically that I don't quite get. And I would love it if there was some sort of, I don't know, live action episode of this book that we could watch.
Oh dear, is there?
I don't know.
They're in the movie.
They're in the movie, you
That
say.
might be a good one to we can do a little post research.
Yeah. Do a little mini-sode. Yeah.
Food is not defined by its chewability.
Oh man, Joe's gone down the esophagus hole.
I'm sorry, this is just so fucking wild.
I mean, if we want to talk about boring shit, I can tell you how I wrote my dissertation somewhat about this.
I just found an article that says say no to water between meals.
What?
A macrobiotic counselor.
Okay, macrobiotic people don't get to say shit.
Says that you should not drink water. The theory is washing down the food while eating.
The
water makes your digestion worse, so you shouldn't drink water when you...
Okay, that's actually the opposite of what happens?
And the first comment was like, I would love to see the science behind it.
Can you please show your work?
Yeah.
Well, as we know, that's also the same person who wrote the essay, Is Air Good for My Lungs?
Yes, and
But is it?
Exactly. You don't know.
Now, Jeff.
Where's the
I
science?
don't know. Yeah, Jeff, I mean, your precious science is one thing, but on the other hand, Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop has quite an article on it.
She's got vagina candles. What do you got?
Yeah, Jeff, what do you have?
Well, I don't have those because they sold out before I could buy any.
Typical man.
Seriously. Just sleeping on the vag. I see. Okay. All right.
So do we want to do can we talk about?
You want to do a can we talk about?
Just a quick one, maybe.
Yeah, I don't have as many.
Yeah, I've got like 3.
So let's we're gonna do a section of our show that because we don't talk about everything in the book, obviously, because there's so much, but we do like to save certain tidbits for a little section we like to call "Can We Talk About It?" And so I would like to begin, if you don't mind.
Please.
Can we talk about how the first 2 pages is R.L. Stine shaming a girl because she has obsessive compulsive disorder?
This is true. And also, can we talk about the fact that Buster eats chocolate chip cookie dough, but not the chocolate chips, which is a feat that I have yet to see anyone perform. He must have a tongue of steel.
Well, it would kill him because it's chocolate.
It would
Details, man. I mean, if he... I don't know.
Can we talk about how there's a section of the book where Joe is still trying to get his parents to believe that the gnomes are alive, and on like attempt number 3, he tells his mom that it's the gnomes. They have black paint on their hands. Come out, you'll see. And the mom says, Joe, if this is another joke, assuming that maybe she thinks there's a possibility the gnomes could be alive, and maybe this time he's not playing around.
Well, they are alive, so how wild could it be? She knows what's up. She gets it. Okay, can we talk about the fact that the gnomes say that in their backstory they guarded mines and they had to leave the forests because the mines were closed? So
that's, you know what? Middle America's dealing with that because the transition to green energy is putting a lot of these gnomes out in the woods out of a job.
Yeah, you happy about that, Shell?
Can we talk about how even when the horrific proof that the gnomes had destroyed the tomatoes were present, Joe took the time to fat shame the gnomes by saying that they had squishy pulp hanging from their tiny fat fingers?
Can we talk about how Joe's dad is definitely fucking the owner of the gardening place?
Thank
Lovely
you
Lawns?
so much. That was absolutely one of the most sexual things in this book.
In so much that he names the deer Lila after Lila from Lawn Lovely. Can we talk about how the dad likes to dress up all of the different lawn ornaments for different things, but for some reason he dresses up the flamingos in pirate costumes on Halloween, which is not the first thing I would...
But it would be cute.
It would be cute, but as far as like first option for what you would dress up a flamingo in for Halloween...
What's your first option for flamingo wear?
Mummy.
Oh, so
I
just
love
wrap
that.
toilet paper around
love
it. I
that.
like it. That's smart.
Can we talk about how, for whatever reason, he never thought to destroy the gnomes?
Or just like cut a finger off.
just to watch it bleed? Because it's like, they're fucking lawn gnomes. Who gives a shit? Just break the... can we talk about also how I guess the reason why they didn't do it is R.L. Stine didn't have the budget to have a hot action scene?
Yes, clearly did not have the budget for any kind of action because there is none.
Can we talk about how Moose is so fucking strong that when he hits a ping pong ball, it flattens into a tiny white pancake, which as somebody who has broken ping pong balls do, they just split open.
Yeah,
like a melon.
To smush them?
Can we talk about how he has done that so much that I have a milk crate full of ping pong balls that have been flattened by
ping
Moose
pong balls
that they keep under their desk like some kind of, I don't know.
Moose is wild. He's nature trying to come in and bust up your ping pong balls.
Yeah, can we talk about why the parents even let him come over anymore? Because he also apparently almost just broke their ping pong table, which is not
by jumping up and down on it
for no reason.
Yes,
no reason.
Can we talk about how Moose yelled out "Super Moose" as if that was anything?
Oh my God! That's what I want the sequel to be about. Please let it be about Super Moose.
Can we talk about how when they got to the house to be attacked by all the gnomes, Mindy was like, "You lied to us," and we, the reader, were like, "Of course they were."
Can we talk about how Joe talks about running around the side of the house at one point and then being like crippled by an intense stomach cramp, like running cramp?
I do remember that weird stomach cramp.
Yeah. He got a stitch in his side.
Yeah,
at the least opportune moment
by running like 20 yards.
Can we talk about how he got grounded? And then literally like 20 minutes later, the mom was just like, fuck it, take the dog for a 2-mile walk.
Exactly. Just shut the fuck up and get out.
Also, you're grounded, but also leave for 5 hours and go to the lake.
Yeah. 2 miles?
That's a walk.
That's a long walk if you're just walking.
And she's probably like, please don't come home. Please don't come home. Please don't come home.
Oh, can we also... We talk about how, just to get a little look into Joe's like life,
His sick, twisted worldview.
He orders a glob of rubber vomit from the Joker's Wild catalog for $5.
Which is a lot for plastic
I
vomit.
absolutely don't remember this.
And this is something that they describe, and it has no bearing on anything.
Oh, yeah. It's just a detail there for fun.
It's right before he goes to his sister's closet and then completely fucks up her entire wardrobe.
Yes.
Which is the meanest thing.
It's really cruel.
He is extremely, for being the younger brother to his older sister, he is the meanest piece of shit
Yeah.
ever.
Well, he's chaos and she's order. They're always at loggerheads. It's how the theme of this book works.
And that is what we like to refer to as the section of our show that we call Can We Talk About It? Where we get into all the stuff we couldn't talk about because this book was absolutely bonkers.
I mean, one of the things that I actually respect about this book is that it held off on giving any kind of indication of what the story was going to be about until like chapter 6 or so. Like it really pulled its punch there for a minute, and then
it really made sure that you knew the characters in the world.
Yes,
it's like Dune, but with gnomes.
But with gnomes. You're right.
Just want you to know real quick that JoJo tweeted as we were doing this.
What?
What's the difference between eating and drinking?
You bastard.
And so far, the one person has responded with food has food particles, drink has drink particles.
You can't argue with that.
And that's from B Radical TS on Twitter.
They're not wrong.
Thank you, Radical.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
So I think we've come as far as we can go.
I think so.
Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes. Who suggested this?
This was from Legendary Geek Outs.
Thank you, Legendary Geek Outs, for suggesting we do Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes.
Yeah, and if
while
you guys
we did not care for this book,
I was not against this book. I was all right.
In our defense, we don't like most things.
That's
fair.
Very true.
Thank you to the band Dog Party for the use of our theme song, Bad Dream, off the album Hit and Run. It's a wonderful song off a wonderful album. You can check them out at dogpartylive.com and dogparty.bandcamp.com. What is the next book we're going to be reading, guys? Can it be Don't Get Sick at Granny's?
Sure.
It can. I did not know that was a book, but yeah.
Yeah. But hey, if you guys want to read ahead, this is one of my favorites.
Oh.
I'll be sure to dislike it.
Yeah, I'll be sure to be real against it.
Yeah, this is Ghost of Fear Street number 16. Don't ever get sick at Granny's.
Is Ghosts of Fear Street like
between Fear Street and Goosebumps?
Okay, it's the bridge. Okay.
Yes, and I would argue probably one of the better of the kick ass and take names. Danielle.
Yep. All right.
Would you please provide us that final sumptuous passage?
I am so happy to. So for context, the dad, Joe Dad, has now bought an 8-foot tall gorilla.
Is it 8? It's not 8 feet
That's
tall.
what it says.
That's not
Oh my God, it is.
That's massive. That is a
installation.
It's a statue at
that's
that
the
point.
sculpture. But yeah, so he puts it in the yard, and here's some of what that looks like. The gorilla had paws the size of baseball mitts and a head as big as a basketball. It's the ugliest thing I ever saw, Mom cried, both hands pressed to her face. You're not really going to put that horrible monster on our front lawn, are you, dear? Anything is better than those lawn gnomes, I thought. Anything is better than the lawn gnomes who come to life and do terrible mischief. I glanced at Mindy. I had a feeling she was thinking the same thing. I think it's a beauty, Dad, I said. It's the best-looking lawn gorilla I ever saw. It's great, Dad, Mindy agreed. Dad smiled. Mom turned and hurried back to the house, shaking her head. I glanced up at the gorilla's enormous purple and brown painted face. Be a good gorilla, I murmured. Don't be like those awful gnomes. Then, as I started to turn away, the gorilla winked at me. Fuck. And shot me some finger guns.
My name is JoJo. I have a PhD in English.
My name is Danielle. I have a PhD in English.
My name is Jeff, and much like Mischief Gnomes, I also only come alive at night.
This has been Geesebumps, the Did You Mean Goosebumps podcast. And until next time, stay out of the basement. Bye.
like a somebody. Just like somebody I used